General Hospital Wednesday, September 10th update. Michael's interrogation. Willow visits Drew. Wednesday's episode of General Hospital was one of those rare midweek installments that left Port Charles reeling from quiet but seismic shifts. It was less about mob shootouts or Cassadine crypts and more about the devastating power of truth when it is forced into the open. While Michael found himself caught in a pressure cooker of questions down at the PCPD, Willow made her way to Drew's hospital room, and both storylines revealed just how fragile trust, loyalty, and love are in Port Charles. This is your full, extended breakdown of everything that unfolded on September 10th, with all the emotional layers, callbacks, and foreshadowing that GH writers sprinkled throughout the hour. The midweek episode didn't waste time. The opening montage gave us quick snapshots across town. The Corinthos kitchen, where Carly was lost in thought staring at an untouched cup of coffee. Michael, adjusting his tie and bracing himself as he headed into the interrogation room. Willow clutching her bag, a look of determination mixed with fear, as she walked the sterile halls of General Hospital. Drew, pale but restless, tossing in his hospital bed with dreams that hinted at a secret yet to be spoken. The mood was somber, atmospheric, a day in Port Charles where conversations could destroy families more than any gun or poison ever could. At the PCPD, the tension was immediate. Michael sat across from Detective Bennett, with Chase hovering in the background. Normally Chase would recuse himself from anything involving Willow's family, but this case had roots that touched multiple corners of Port Charles. Michael's voice was calm at first, but the lines around his eyes betrayed sleepless nights. Detective Bennett, you understand why you're here, Mr. Corinthos. Several witnesses have placed you near the pier the night of the shooting. Michael stiffened. Viewers could see him wrestling between honesty and strategy. His relationship with Sonny had already strained under the weight of loyalty versus morality, and now the police were circling him as though he were the center of a web. Chase, trying to stay neutral but clearly torn, asked, "Were you there to meet your father, Michael? Or was someone else expecting you?" Soap fans know this is classic GH interrogation structure, a mixture of legal peril and personal stakes. Michael's eyes flickered, remembering that night. He had been near the pier, but not for the reason the PCPD suspected. Still, admitting too much could tie him to things Sonny desperately wanted hidden. Back at Carly's house, Jocelyn pressed her mother for updates. Carly's face was stone, but her trembling hands gave her away. "Jocelyn, Mom, if Michael says the wrong thing, this could blow back on all of us. Why aren't we doing more?" Carly, softly, "Because sometimes, Joss, the worst thing you can do is interfere. Michael has to fight this his way. I just hope he doesn't turn on Sonny in the process." The subtext was clear. Carly feared her son might finally sever ties with Sonny if pushed too far. The soap gods thrive on this kind of layered family conflict, the choice between blood loyalty and personal integrity. While Michael was grilled, Willow made her quiet entrance into Drew's hospital room. The camera lingered on the door as she paused, almost unable to step in. Drew lay unconscious at first, hooked to machines, his face pale but still carrying that familiar resilience. For Willow, the sight was both heartbreaking and grounding. She whispered, almost like a prayer, "Willow, you've been fighting for everyone else, Drew. It's time someone fought for you." This wasn't just a hospital visit. It was a pilgrimage. For months, Willow had buried guilt over her role in keeping secrets about Nina, about Carly, about the choices that nearly cost Drew everything. Now, standing at his bedside, she felt the weight of every decision. The writers cleverly inserted a flashback sequence here. Drew comforting her during her cancer treatments. Drew standing beside her in court when Nina was fighting for visitation rights. Drew telling her once, "Sometimes, Willow, being strong doesn't mean standing alone. It means letting people stand with you." These memories flooded back, and Willow's tears spilled over. Soap magic at its finest. As Willow's tears hit his hand, Drew stirred. His eyelids fluttered, his lips parted, and he whispered, "Willow." She gasped, rushing to his side. "Willow, you're awake." "Oh, thank God. I was so afraid we'd lost you. Drew. Horse. Not going anywhere. Too much left undone. This was more than a medical wake-up. Drew's words hinted at secrets he still carried, ones that could change everything for Willow, Michael, and even Carly. Back at the PCPD, Michael was reaching his breaking point. Detective Bennett pushed harder. Bennett. So, Michael, you admit you were near the pier, but you expect us to believe you weren't meeting anyone? You weren't covering for your father. Michael's jaw tightened. Then came the crack in his armor. Michael, I was there because I got a message, not from Sonny. From someone else. Someone who said they knew about Drew. The room froze. Chase exchanged a look with Bennett. The mention of Drew's name tied Michael's presence on the pier directly to a broader conspiracy. While Michael's admission shook the PCPD, Willow was making her own confession to Drew. Willow, I need to say this before anything else happens. I kept quiet when I should have spoken. About Nina, about Carly, about the way everything spiraled. You suffered because of that. And I don't know if you'll ever forgive me. Drew, still weak but conscious, lifted his hand to touch hers. Drew. Willow, you did what you thought was right to protect your family. I can't blame you for that. But there are things you don't know, things that could destroy everything if they come out. Soap chills. His cryptic lines set the stage for a future bombshell. Meanwhile, Dante updated Sonny about Michael's interrogation. Sonny's fury was cold, dangerous. Sonny, they're using my son to get to me. They don't care who they burn in the process. But if Michael says too much, Dante, you need to be prepared, Dad. If Michael decides he's done protecting you, there's nothing I can do. It was a chilling moment. Sonny realizing his empire wasn't threatened by rival mobsters this time, but by the potential betrayal of his own son. The episode closed with two parallel cliffhangers. Michael, leaning forward in the interrogation room, whispering, If I tell you what I know, you'll have to protect my family. All of them. Drew, gripping Willow's hand and whispering, The night I was taken, it wasn't just me. Someone else was there. Someone you'll never forgive me for keeping secret. The screen faded to black, leaving viewers hanging on the edge of their seats. Now, let's dive deeper into the emotional, narrative, and symbolic layers of this episode, the heart of why soaps like GH keep fans glued to their screens. Michael's interrogation wasn't just about the pier shooting. It symbolized his lifelong struggle. The son who has tried to separate himself from Sonny's violence, yet who is always pulled back into it. By admitting he was there because of Drew, Michael shifted the investigation's focus, but also tied his own hands. He's protecting his uncle, but risking his father's wrath. Willow was the episode's quiet emotional anchor. Her visit to Drew wasn't just about gratitude, it was about redemption. She has been passive in recent months, letting others dictate the family drama. But here, she actively chose to face Drew and admit her failings. That's a big soap turning point, the moment a character reclaims agency. Drew's cryptic warnings hinted at a hidden narrative thread. Who else was with him the night he disappeared? Why has he been so protective of certain truths? Longtime viewers know GH loves to seed mysteries months before they explode, and this feels like the start of one. For Sonny, nothing is more devastating than family disloyalty. Watching him realize Michael might be ready to flip, or at least stop protecting him, was Shakespearean. The writers are clearly building to a father versus son reckoning. Michael's bargain, his line about protecting his family, suggests he might make a deal with the PCPD. Could this mean turning on Sonny in exchange for immunity for Carly, Willow, or Drew? Willow and Drew bond. Their hospital scene was the start of a stronger alliance. Expect Willow to become Drew's confidant, which could put her in direct conflict with Michael if secrets spill. Drew's secret companion, the biggest tease of the episode. Who was there the night Drew was taken? A returning character? A hidden enemy? Or someone closer to home like Nina or even Jason? Sonny's isolation. As Michael wavers and Dante issues warnings, Sonny may find himself increasingly isolated, a dangerous place for Port Charles's mob kingpin. Wednesday's episode wasn't loud with explosions or shocking deaths. Instead, it delivered classic soap tension, families breaking under secrets, loyalties tested in police interrogation rooms, and whispered bedside confessions that carry more weight than any gunshot. It set up a domino effect for the rest of the week, one where Michael's words, Willow's tears, and Drew's secret could topple the delicate balance of power in Port Charles. This was General Hospital at its best, emotional, suspenseful, and brimming with character-driven drama.